A new FBI report released today shows that violent crime in the United States fell 4.5% last year, 2024, under Joe Biden.
Remember what Trump, another big lie that he's been, repeating time and time again. The country is going to hell under Biden. People aren't safe. Crime is soaring under Biden. Once again, I'm not going to say he claims this without evidence. What am I going to say, Sam?
He claims it counter to evidence.
Counter to evidence. And although the official statistics were just released today, it was preliminary reports had already indicated, while Trump is claiming, this surge in violent crime was already indicating declines in crime nationwide, including in these big cities like New York, run by Democrats. So here's what the FBI report has to say. At least we know at this point we're going to get reliable statistics out of the FBI or the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But Trump's firing of the eminently qualified head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, who was confirmed 86-8 by the Senate, including Marco Rubio, Trump's right-hand guy, voting for her, by firing her and by putting a partisan like Kash Patel in charge of the FBI, this may be the last set of reliable statistics. I certainly hope not, and I'm not predicting that, but I am warning you that I'm very worried about it.
Warning.
All right. Violent crime, as you pointed out, Sam, fell 4.5% last year. Property crime fell 8% last year. And get this, homicides, murder, and non-negligent manslaughter. Those are the most reliable statistics.
Right.
Because a lot of these other crimes don't necessarily get reported. But it's hard not to, see the reporting on murders or non-negligent manslaughter. You know how much that fell? 15%.
Wow.
In 2024.
No, but Joe Biden's America is full of crime and vagrants and horrific.
Vicious immigrants, right?
You're right.
Yes. And another fabrication, another big lie perpetrated by Donald Trump. And lots of people believe it. How many people are actually going to read this report?
I think the headline is pretty striking. No one's going to read the report, but I think it's a good headline.
It's a good headline. We'll see how much publicity the headline gets. This is a Associated Press report. Just came out. I don't know how much attention the media is going to give to this. They should give enormous attention.
We're giving it attention.
Yes.
Me and this guy. Go like this.
Crime plummeting, especially murders and non-negligent manslaughter under Joe Biden.
Jose Biden.
Yes, who Trump has claimed, has let the country go to hell, has made us all unsafe in our homes, our businesses, our shopping. The smallest decrease in crime, interesting, was hate crime.
Really?
That only decreased 1.5%.
But the Trump administration wants you to think that anti-Semitic hate crimes are rampant across the U.S.
Rampant under Biden. Decreased 1.5%. Under Joe Biden.
Although probably anti-Semitic, if you were to narrow it down to anti-Semitic, it actually probably would have risen last year.
Maybe so, although it's very hard to parse that out. I didn't see that.
That's a whole topic in and of itself.
That's another topic.
Yeah.
All right. I think we have one more.
No, we have two more topics. Our next topic is whispers about diversions of law enforcement resources to immigration. Now, federal criminal referrals from agencies like the ATF and DEA are falling, but leading critics are arguing that agents are being pulled off of drug and gun investigations and redirected to immigration enforcement. This is a quote from a senior DOJ official. Quote, "We're seeing fewer criminal referrals from core law enforcement agencies, not because crime is down, but because agents are being redeployed to immigration enforcement."
Yes. According to press reports, Sam.
And now we said crime was down in 2024, but he's saying we don't know about 2025, just to be clear.
The decline in referrals is way more significant than it's well over 10%. It's 10 to 15%. And according to the press reports, a May directive from the Justice Department reveals that, quote, Justice Department officials have decided about 2,000, Sam.
No.
Not 200, not 20, 2,000 of their federal agents from the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, and the U.S. Marshal Service will be enlisted to help the Department of Homeland Security find and arrest undocumented immigrants for the remainder of the year. So that's a diversion of 2,000 agents from dealing with real crime that affects us, that hurts us, that harms us, to rounding up undocumented immigrants. Now, Trump has claimed, we're getting the worst of the worst, these horrible, violent immigrants. Once again, it's not that he's claiming this without evidence. It's that the data overwhelmingly contradicts what he's claimed. We pointed this out before. Over 70% of those rounded up by ICE have no criminal conviction of any kind. And the great majority of the remainder have convictions only for minor crimes like traffic violations. The percentage of truly dangerous, violent criminals is vanishingly small. So you're diverting our law enforcement agencies from dealing with real crime to rounding up these undocumented immigrants who pose no serious threat to our safety. Undocumented immigrants, according to multiple studies, are the most law-abiding segment of our society, committing crimes and violent crimes at a small fraction of native-born Americans. And Sam, there's good reason for that. They don't want to get involved with the immigration system. So what Trump and his cronies in justice are doing is making us less safe, not more safe.
Wow. But again, Trump's the guy. He's the crime guy. He's supposed to save us from all the crime and all the bad guys. He's like Bruce Wayne. He's like Batman, right?
Yeah. And like Bruce Wayne and Batman, he's a totally fictional.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, totally fictional figure.